So, hello. Ako nga po pala si Martin and we're gonna talk about this case, Christian Cadahas Icabias, petitioner versus the people of the Philippines. Alright, so first let's talk about the case. What is the case all about? So, the case involves Christian Cadahas Icabias, who was found guilty of violating of Section 4 or the Republic Act number 10175. It is the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. So, of course, meron din siyang kaso na Republic Act number 9775, which is the anti-child pornography. So, the case ay nag-grow sa mga online conversation ng kanyang ng kanyang itong pangalan, Triple A. So, the case arose from his online conversation with Triple A, which is a 14-year-old minor, wherein he solicited and received explicit photos from her via Facebook Messenger. And yung legal issue dito, yung case nag-revolve around child pornography and the right to privacy and the admissibility of electronic evidence. So, let's talk about what are the facts of the case. First, of course, the petitioner, Christian, worked at a canteen where he met Triple A, no? A 14 years old. They became a couple, syempre, despite, no? Syempre dito, yung pangalan ng magulang ni Triple A ay BBB. So, tawagin natin siyang Triple B din. They became a couple despite Triple A's mother, Triple B, disapproving of their relationship. So, of course, kinalaunan Triple B ay nakita niya yung Facebook Messenger ng kanyang anak, no? Kasi nakikilagin lang din yung anak niya sa nanay niya. So, nakita niya dito na si petitioner Christian ay kinukonsinte itong si Triple A na mag-send ay i-contact at mag-meeting sila sa isang motel at syempre kinonvince niya rin si Triple A na mag-send ng explicit photos ng kanyang body. So, upon realizing that her mother had seen the messages, Triple A attempted to delete them. But Triple B forced her to access the petitioner's Facebook account, allowing Triple B to obtain copies of the conversation. And, of course, the Regional Trial Court or the RTC convicted Cadahas, and the Court of Appeals CA affirmed the conviction, modifying only the penalties. The case was elevated to the Supreme Court, no, via a petition for review on certiorari. Makita natin sa first, no, with the petitioner arguing that his right to privacy was violated and that his conviction lacked sufficient evidence. Next, let's talk about the issues on the case. Unang-una, was the right to privacy of the petitioner violated when Triple B accessed his Facebook Messenger conversation? Kung na-violate nga ba ni Triple B yung privacy ni Christian? And next is, was the evidence, no, messenger screenshot admissible in court? Next is, did the petitioner actions constitute a violation of Republic Act 10175 and Republic Act 9775? No? Yung Republic Act 10175 is a Cybercrime Prevention Act. And Republic Act 9775 is an Anti-Child Pornography Act. So, was the conviction supported by sufficient evidence? So, let's talk about the ruling. No? What is the ruling of the court? So, the ruling of the court is affirmed the conviction of Christian, no? Ruling that right to privacy is not violated. The right to privacy does not apply because the messages were lawfully obtained by Triple B, who had access to Triple A's account, since the messages were voluntarily shared with the petitioner and stored in Triple A's account. So, yun, ay ibig sabihin na itong mga conversation na galing sa Messenger ay hindi protected ng privacy law. Next is yung admissibility of digital evidence. Siyempre, yung mga screenshot ng kanilang conversation were admissible as evidence kasi they were obtained without illegal hacking or unlawful intrusion. Next is criminal liability established. So, the petitioners acts, no, si Christian ay nagsusulisit at nagre-receive ng child pornography from a minor. So, syempre, ito ay clear violation ng Republic Act 10175 na Cybercrime Prevention Act at syempre ang Republic Act number 9775 na Anti-Child Pornography. Next is insufficiency of evidence. So, the Supreme Court held that the messages, images, and testimonies presented in court were sufficient to establish guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So, makikita natin dito na talagang magbabayad si Christian ng 1,000,000 para lang dito. So, what are my takeaways from this case? So, syempre, unang-una, minors are protected under the cybercrime and child protection laws. Syempre, pag magseseduce ka at magdulur ka ng isang minor, ito ay isang clear violation na agad. Ito ay isang serious criminal offense under Philippine law. So, next is the right to privacy is not absolute. Okay? If digital evidence is obtained na legal itong nakuha ng isang guardian o kahit anong magulang, ito ay syempre isang admissible in court. Next is yung electronic communications are valid evidence. Syempre, screenshots ng conversation ay properly presented, pwede itong magamit sa legal proceedings. Next is yung social media is not a safe space for exploitation. So, syempre, online predators ay nandiyan lang. So, dapat sila ay ma-held accountable and law enforcement can use digital evidence to prosecute offenders. Di mo naman kasi pwedeng iba yung isang bahala yung mga screenshots, no? Kailangan mo siyang gamitin dahil itong mga online predators ito ay nandiyan lang. At ito lang ang kanilang mga ebidensya para mabigyan, maging accountable tong mga taong to. So, awareness is key to preventing cyber exploitation. So, siyempre, kailangan maging aware ka, maging aware yung mga anak mo, maging aware kahit sino na ina-highlight kasi ng case na to yung importance ng parental supervision. So, dapat merong nagsusupervise sa bata na dapat alam niya ang dapat mali or tama ang kanyang ginagawa. Dapat in-educate yung mga minors on the risk of online interactions. Dahil sa uso ngayon, yung TikTok pa lang sa pagsayaw-sayaw nila pa lang, no, doon na naaakit yung mga online predators. So, yun lang ang aking takeaways sa case na ito. So, thank you. Ako nga po pala ulit si Martin. And goodbye. Out.